Hey, brother. So many guys these days feel this need to escape. I need to escape their 9 to 5s in the rat race, or I need to escape from being needed constantly, from their spouse, from their kids, from their family, from their boss and coworkers. Needing an escape from the life that they've built, an escape from it all. And I don't think that necessarily means that there's something wrong with that man's life. There could be something that isn't resonating. But when a man feels that feeling of needing to run away, to escape, to burn it all down, to start fresh, he might be feeling a need to return. A need within his whole being that calls him to return to his body, to return to his nature, to return to his primal aliveness, to return to brotherhood, return to the sense of belonging with other guys, to return to inhabiting a male body and being proud of it, not being ashamed. I think so many guys get caught up just feeling like they're trapped, like they're stuck, like there's no way out, and they have no one to talk to about it. There's so much loneliness these days that men feel. And a man might even have people in his life. He might have the family that he loves. He might have, whether it's a spouse or kids or parents or siblings, or he might have coworkers that are decent who he can talk to. He might even have other guy friends, buddies. But men need more than buddies. Men need other men who have their backs, who they can be real with, who they can inhabit their bodies with. Men need not just a buddy, but men who can be brothers. That's what a lot of guys are aching for. And that's what a lot of guys can feel in the pit of their stomach, or in some tenderness in their heart. A quiet ache. A quiet ache that something's just not right. That they don't belong here, wherever they're finding themselves. That life has just gotten too boring, too routine, too disconnected, too numb. And so when a guy starts to feel a lack of life force energy coursing through him, he can want to escape. He could want out. He could want a totally fresh start. You want to just run away. The feeling is so potent and so common. But again, it doesn't mean that there's anything even wrong with his life. It doesn't mean that he has the wrong job necessarily. It doesn't mean that there's any problem at home with whoever he lives with, family, spouse, or even roommates, whatever situation. Doesn't mean that there's any problem to fix except returning to his wildness, returning to his body, a return to breath, a return to masculine presence, a return to confidence. You know, as I'm walking out here among the trees, inhabiting my body as a man, feeling like my shoulders are back, I'm walking with ease and like almost like shoulders back, chest forward, and like I've got a swagger. And I'm not even trying to. It's just that I feel good. I feel proud. And when I'm out here in the woods, I get to experience this kind of return, this kind of freedom. Walking among these trees, these maples and these alder trees, and there's some oaks, there's some beech trees. None of these trees are asking me to be anything. None of these trees are asking me to show up a certain way, dress a certain way, behave a certain way. I don't have anything to prove here. I don't have to earn my place. All I have to do is just be. I can be confident or I could be shy. I could be proud of my body, or I could be having an off day where I don't want it to be seen. But among the trees, that's all welcome here. That's all welcome here. And when I remember that, among the woods, I return to something. I return to this space of remembering who I am. I get to return to my body, my masculine presence. Even those moments when I'm shy and timid, something opens up among the trees. Something opens up when I return. Even on those off days where I might want to run away and escape, time out in the woods, really listening, really experiencing, walking slowly, step by step, just being, just smelling, just appreciating. It returns me to my true nature. Allows that sense of escape to unwind a little. Allows me to remember who I am. All men need that. So many men feel that quiet ache I was talking about. That ache like they just need another man where they can just be themselves around, you know? Not someone where they have to keep up appearances or pretend like they're happy or pretend like they have it all figured out. They need to be able to take a break from having to hold it all together, but to be with their brothers, where in brotherhood we get to practice and learn that among other men we trust, we can hold it together, that we don't have to try and hold it together on our own, but we can hold it together with other men. Something in me clicks when I remember that. Something in me returns. So that ache you feel, that quiet ache you might be carrying around in your belly, or that urgency to run away and escape, or even an aliveness that maybe it's subtle, but it stirs in your heart, or stirs something in your primal masculine energy, something comes awake. Those are all pointing to a man returning to his body. A man returning to his true nature. A man returning to breath, to wildness, to heart, to discipline and strength, structure, to openness, ease, curiosity. When a man can return to who he is and do it with other men, when he can return to being safe, to belonging, to being welcome, encouraged, and brotherhood, he can return back to his life more alive. He can show up at his job, his work, and be happier, be more efficient, be more creative. He can return to his business and lead in a generous way. He can manage in a way that notices where folks' strengths are, where their opportunities for growth are. He has more capacity to be a better man. He can go back to his home and be with his wife or his spouse, or he can be a father who's attentive to his kids, who's caring and curious, who's rooted in his nature, who's confident in his body and modeling how to be a strong man, modeling how to be a caring father, modeling how to be a loving husband. He can return to his life more whole, more connected to who he is, to his wild nature, and a knowingness that he has his brothers, that no matter how many times he forgets who he is, forgets that there are other men out here just like him, going through the same kind of stuff, trying to figure it all out on their own. He can remember that we're here, no matter how many times he forgets. No matter how many times you forget, brother, know this: there are other men out here who are caring. There are other men out here who want to practice this kind of depth, who want to bond freely with our bodies in a way that's done with reverence, with playfulness, with a quality of being shame-free, with being encouraging, being proud, of being supportive, of being tender. There are other men out here who want to champion you on. So remember that, brother. Next time you feel that ache, that need to escape, or that wild stir within you, lean into brotherhood. Listen to your body. Notice where it's instinctually guiding you. Get curious. Get out to the woods. Let your nervous system settle. Remember that there's more to you than all the roles. That there's a place here where you're always welcome, where you don't have to perform, where you don't have to be anything. Return to yourself, brother. Return to your nature, your true nature. Return to honoring your need to be with other men, claiming your masculinity, claiming your masculine energy, owning that as men we need each other, that we're better together, that a man can get by in life on his own, and it's good to practice independence, but men really thrive when we have brothers we can lean on, brothers we can count on, brothers we can be free in our bodies with, brothers we can be vulnerable with, and brothers we can celebrate with and grow. Brothers we can return to ourselves with. So brother, if this work calls to you, I've created a space called Naked Truth Brotherhood, where I'm cultivating this kind of energy, where the spirit is of truth, of body, of desire, of personal growth, of pleasure, of nature connection, of connection with your own spirituality. Your connection is something that's more than yourself. And your devotion to brotherhood, to your own masculine nature, and the bond that we can form together. So if that calls to you, feel free to check it out. The link's down in the description, of course. And let me know, brother. Let me know down in the comments if this stirs something in you. If you know personally what this ache feels like. What's alive in your body right now? It can be as simple as a word, or an emoji, or a sentence, or a paragraph. But let me know, brother. Remember, we're out here. Till next time.